right, everybody, let's hop on the bike here. Welcome to another training session here on MrDadBod Cycling with myself, Mark, your instructor for today. We've got kind of a fun session today. It's going to be an endurance ride. We're going to warm up with a 3-minute warm up here just to get the legs moving. I'm calling this one Sweat Like a Dad, Late for School Drop-Off. And this is an endurance ride for you today. Kind of more a beginner's type session. We'll still get you sweating, but trying to think about those days when us as dads are running around after school. Need to find the endurance to make it to different kids' activities. I've got kids that are in different sports, so making sure that they're making it to things on time can be quite a bit of endurance to get those things handled on a day-to-day basis, week-to-week basis. Springtime's coming up for us here in the state that I live in, and so baseball and softball, lacrosse, all those fun things are kicking off. So we're about a little over a minute and a half into the warm-up here. Just kind of getting everything going. Today, as always, we're on a perceived effort scale. Perceived effort scale 1 to 10. So 1 meaning you don't have very much going, nice easy pedaling. And then 10 out of 10 is just full on max effort. Today, we won't get to 10 out of 10s. Gonna mostly stay in the 5 and 6 range. Got about a minute left on the warm up here. Get all the session details on what we're gonna be doing, but essentially we're doing a 3-minute warm up. We got about 40 seconds left of that. Break into some 1-minute efforts at 5 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. Then we'll get a little break in the middle, all the way down to 1 out of 10. And then we'll kind of ramp it back up. 6, 3, 6, 3, 6. And then a nice cool down at 3 out of 10. So we're gonna get this first 5 out of 10 here for 1 minute coming up. Switch the gears in 1, and here we go. So we're gonna stay at 5 out of 10 here for 1 minute. Not gonna kill you, but enough to get the heart pumping for sure. I do track my heart rate on my watch. I think it's a great thing to be able to kind of monitor what you're doing. Also counts my calories and the duration of time that I'm on the bike. Another 30 seconds here at 5 out of 10. And that'll complete our first start of the session here. We got about 10 more seconds here at 5 out of 10. Then we're gonna just back off a little bit. 3 out of 10 for a minute. It's gonna be a lot of switching. 1, 0. And let's just back off of it a little bit. You can change gears or stay in the same gear. I'm gonna stay in the same gear. We're here for a minute at about 3 out of 10. Let's just really get you going for the day. Yeah, it's not a super hard session. I call this kind of more of a beginner to intermediate session. It's not super hard. We got about 15 seconds here before we're gonna jump into another 5 out of 10 effort. All right, and let's go. So as I'm sure, like most of us dads, those late afternoons after we're off of work at 5 o'clock, and you find out, oh shoot, I gotta go get so-and-so to softball practice, or I gotta get so-and-so to basketball practice tonight. Trying to kind of muster up the energy to make it to that event and then get dinner together can be quite a grind. A bit like this bike ride is right now. Oh, in 10 seconds here, we're gonna go up to 6 out of 10. So here we go, 6 out of 10. We're gonna stay here for about 2 minutes at 6 out of 10. So it's just a little bit uncomfortable. As I've said in other videos, 6 out of 10 is just over that. Like I can talk pretty easy. We're gonna be here for 2 minutes. And just easing into the ride. Easing in. Feel good about where I'm at today. Rode yesterday, day before that. Sometimes I feel like once you've ridden a bunch of days in a row, it's good to throw in one of these kind of intermediate beginner type sessions just to kind of keep the legs moving but not kill yourself. Do so many sessions where get that heart rate 150, 160, 170. Sometimes it's nice to just be able to ease into the session, do a nice endurance ride. We just keep churning on the pedals. Oh, we got about 20 seconds or so left here at 6 out of 10. And we're gonna back off to 1 out of 10 for 1 minute. You get a chance to stretch that back, get up out of this bent over position, breathe a little bit. 1, 0. All right, so you can kind of go up in the gears a little bit. Still staying in the big ring here, but 1 out of 10. As you can hear, definitely come off the pedals, the speed quite a bit. Just trying to get that heart rate under control a little bit. About 136, 140 on the watch here. Certainly not cranking super hard, but still a good workout. These endurance rides are good. Kind of reminds me of riding out in the wild instead of here in the basement studio. But in 4, 3, 2, 1, let's jump back up to 6 out of 10. And we're gonna be here for 5 minutes. Long time. This is that endurance portion of the ride. We kind of got that staggered 1 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute, 2 minute at the beginning here. But now we're really into the endurance. Really gonna be pumping through the pedals here for the next 5 minutes. Pretty long period of time to stay at one effort level, but important. Think about those times when you're out on the road, out on a trail, riding. Sometimes that just consistent effort of just pushing through the pedals, pushing through the pedals, pushing through the pedals. Sometimes can be a lot harder than when you're sprinting real hard, back off. Sprint real hard, back off. Sprint real hard, back off. So I kind of enjoy from time to time challenging myself on these long endurance efforts. Still only a 20-minute session today. Not super long, but enough to get me sweaty. Certainly sweating right now. Trying to support my favorite athletic company here. I got a little Fabletics gear on my shirt. Fabletics pants. Love these pants and shirt. Fabletics. We're about 2 minutes down here in this long 5-minute session. 6 out of 10. One of the things I really love to do when I'm doing these sessions, a little different when you're talking, but when I'm doing these on my own, kind of distracting myself. I am just a regular guy, which is what this channel's all about. I throw on some Sports Center, a movie, news, something in the background that just kind of distracts me. It takes me away from, especially on these long efforts, when you're doing 5 minutes at a time, it can be really difficult to just stay focused that entire time. So watching TV is one of those distractions. Still focusing and listening to the wheel, feeling my legs churning, but also that little distraction of watching something certainly makes this 5 minutes go by a little faster. We're already down to about 1 minute and 30 seconds, 1 minute and 35 seconds left here of this long effort. And after 1 minute and 30, then we're gonna do some 30-second efforts to kind of finish this off before we get into a 4-minute warm down. We're gonna do a 30-second 3 out of 10 effort, and a 30-second 6 out of 10, another 30-second 3, and then a 30-second 6, and then we'll finish off with a 4-minute warm down. That's somewhere around 2 or 3 out of 10. We got under a minute here on this 5-minute ride. Feeling good. Hope you are too out there. Actually, this afternoon, speaking of endurance and after school late drop-offs, I got basketball practice with my son this afternoon. Gonna have to figure out something for dinner after basketball practice. Basketball practice is late. This is living the dream, as they call it. Living the dream. All right. In about 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're down to 3 out of 10. Still keeping those legs churning. Definitely backing off of the speed just to get feel like your legs are underneath you for a second, give you a little bit of a break. But in 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, we're gonna jump up to 6 out of 10 here in 1, 0, here we go. 6 out of 10. Back to cruising speed now. Just gave ourselves a little bit of a break. It's like you're outside and you're kind of riding downhill a little bit. Let those legs breathe, if you would. Just give them a little bit of a break. And in 1, 0, Back to a 3 out of 10. Just cruising here for another 20 seconds. Now we're gonna jump up to a 6 out of 10. And then believe it or not, just that quick, the session's gonna be over. We're gonna be in our warm down. In 4, 3, 2, 1, 6 out of 10, here we go. Get those legs moving. Last 30 seconds right here. Keep those legs moving. Only 15 seconds left until we get that warm down. Great endurance ride today. Good job everybody who stuck in there, sweated it out with me. Looking forward to this warm down. In 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're done. All right. Very nice, very nice, very nice. So we can back off a little bit. We're gonna be here for 4 minutes. As you can kind of hear probably from the bike, I have not shifted out of the big ring. Not really even shifted down gears or anything. Kind of staying where I'm at, but now just easing off how fast I'm trying to pedal. So, as you can kind of see from this channel so far, it's pretty low rent. That's kind of the point. I'm just a dad trying to kind of give an opportunity to other people out there, doesn't have to be dads, moms too, that are just looking for something fun to do. I think riding is great. It's a really fun activity. It's easy. It's low cost, you know. I mean, this setup that I have with my regular road bike and a trainer here that I've got hooked up to this road bike. I mean, the trainer under $100. You can certainly get way more expensive, and I'll post a link of the trainer that I'm using if you're interested in riding your regular bike. Certainly if you've got a Peloton or some other stationary bike that you like, you can do the same thing here. Great thing is this channel is on perceived effort, so you kind of choose where you're going and how hard you're going depending on your skill level. Today was easier endurance ride compared to some of the things that we normally do here, which can really get that heart rate going. Heart rate's down under 100 now, kind of really easing into this last minute and 45 seconds here as we kind of warm down. It's always great to remember when you get off the bike, even on rides like this that seem pretty simple, make sure that you stretch a little bit. Stretch those hamstrings, stretch your back, your chest a little bit. You're so kind of bent over on the bike for a long period of time. It's good to make sure you're stretching those shoulders, stretching that chest, and certainly the legs after you've been on a long ride. But I really enjoy putting this content together. Keeps me fit, which is great. And hopefully you all are enjoying it too. It's something fun to do. Trying to keep these rides, fairly simple and kind of beginner to intermediate. We'll certainly do some really hard sessions on here too, where we're pouring sweat onto the ground, which I do a lot. But right now, today, after riding a few days in a row, this is just a nice session to keep the sweat moving, keep my legs moving, feel good. As you can hear, definitely breathing pretty good. And we got about 15 seconds left here to finish off. Make sure you like and subscribe. Always helps so I can keep creating all this content for you. I'm looking forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Looking forward to catching you on the next one.